Oh, yeah.
Welcome. Morning, chat. Oh, dearie goodness me. I have woke. I am risen from dead. Welcome. Ooh, Joe the Necromancer. Good to see you. How is everyone doing this fine? Where are we? Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. or, well, 20 past 10 here in the UK. Hopefully everybody's keeping well. Good to see you from across the pond. Across the pond? Pond? No, pond is different. Pond is the word I'm after. Good to see you from across the pond if you're out from that way today. Good to see you there. New Cold Waters intro vid. New Blade? I don't think so. Yeah, Jane rolled me out of Blade. Good to see... Words. Try and find some for you this morning. It is in fact Wednesday, my dudes. No, sorry. Anyway. Right, so, how's everybody doing? Yesterday, day off. Technically today's my day off, but do you know what? I thought to myself, I could actually go for a little bit of cold waters. I was like, what's wrong with me? I could actually go for a little bit of cold waters. So yeah, if the water is so cold, then why go in it? Because we have to stop the ambitions of the Russian Navy. Because if the Russians are going in the water, we have to go in the water too. That's the philosophy, unfortunately. So yeah, how are we all doing this fine morning? Hopefully everybody's keeping well. Never saw those tanks on the vid. I don't know. I'm not sure what to say. We always used the same stock footage, but I found a slightly longer version of the same compilation. So the only thing that's actually in there that's extra in the extended version of this footage is the Akula that sort of creeps in from behind the island from left to right. So that's literally the only one that's different. So yeah, this should make for an interesting voyage to be sure. But your penis will shrink. Not if I'm in a submarine. It's a fair point though. But yeah, let's jump on into the game here. As I say, hopefully people are keeping well. What did I do with my day off? Not a huge amount, to be honest. I took the opportunity to clean my keyboard. Isn't that nice? I've like never... I've got like a Razer... Is it a Black Widow? Is that the keyboard? I can't even remember. The mechanical one. It's yeah, I've never taken the keys off and given it a proper clean before, and particularly living with my parents, had cats. Oh my god, it was like a jungle in there. It was horrible. So I spent the better part of like about 2 hours. Like I took all the key caps off, and then took an old toothbrush and just cleaned out between all of the actual switches underneath. Got them looking nice and clean, and then just went with each key. I had a small like container of hot water with some soap in, some dish soap, and I just toothbrush cleaned the key all around. And to get every single key on the keyboard, it took me about 2 hours in total. Just listening to me music. It was weirdly therapeutic. It was quite nice. I can't say I'll have to dirty up my keyboard, throw some gravel on it or something, so I can do that again at some time, or just get a cat and shake it over the keyboard. That's what happens when you eat aluminum foil, you sheet metal. I know, right? Did you turn your keyboard upside down? No, nothing like that. Just toothbrush, water, bit of soap, and a bit of elbow grease. Just use the dishwasher next time. I have actually repaired a graphics card by putting it in the oven. That was a story. Fucking basically, what I'll turn the music down a little bit here. What happens is, so. Obviously, if you imagine a printed circuit board, the actual, obviously, where the solder goes is the channels, basically. Basically, so what happens is a PCB, if you imagine it, it has little grooves cut out into it for the lack of a better term, the wires to go. Like, that's how a printed circuit board works. And I managed to... Good to see you, Tate. Yeah, so basically what had happened was one of the solders in a channel somewhere in the graphics card had broken. And my graphics card, this was on my old PC, it was an AMD build. In fact, so is this one, but yeah, it was an old AMD build. Don't ask me the name of it. It was like a 2 GB, or it could have even been a 1 GB video card. It was like 80 quid. It was like nothing. And yeah, basically my graphics card just shit color brown screened. And that was it. I had no graphics card. And Joe was poor when he was young, as so often many of us are. In my gaming days when I was a young man, and I couldn't afford to get a new graphics card, and so I had this broken graphics card and basically a PC out of action. And if something's already broken, then you really have nothing to lose. Like I'd already ragged it for a long time. Back on the Arma 2 DayZ days, so yeah, I'd really ragged that graphics card. Yeah, so basically what I did was I took all the plastic off, and then put it on a baking tray suspended above it by a couple of balls of aluminum foil, and then put the graphics card in the oven for 10 minutes at a nice slow 180 degree bake, for that perfect golden brown right across the PCB. A couple of breadcrumbs on there as well. But no, basically what it does is it melts the solder just enough, so that it what's called reflows. It reflows the channels that maybe were broken. And lo and behold, I took it out of the oven after 10 minutes, leave it to stand and cool, put all the plastic bits back on, the fans, the housing, all the glamoury bits that they put on, and then plugged it back into the computer, and lo and behold, it spluttered into life, and I couldn't believe it. I just slow golden bake. I'd sauteed a fucking a graphics card, like fucking. I couldn't believe it. Having a graphics card for dinner. You're a British man. I know. Sorry, it's spending too much time with Jane Seawolf. Can't help it. Aluminium. I've been trying to get her to say tomato, but she says like tomato. She sounds she sounds really, really poosh, which is a source of great amusement for me, to be sure. I'm not familiar with this game. Can you edit your Sublight Bomber crew? No. You'll pick this game up pretty quickly. There's way more vehicles to choose from than in Bomber Crew, but there's no editation once the thing has been once you've chosen your submarine of choice. You just go in and that's what you have. What I end up saying is tomato. That's it. It's a tornado. Right, let us jump into the game then, if I can figure out where it all is. Like I said, I've been playing a lot of Total War Warhammer in my spare time. I tend to play a lot of co-op runs with Catler, the second one to be sure. At the moment I'm playing a dwarf called Belegar, Iron Hammer, and God, his campaign is it's like pulling teeth, man. Because like he has like an upkeep penalty until he goes to the other side of the map and captures his old kingdom, because he's like a king in exile. And oh my God, the upkeep is like it's like pulling teeth. It's so, stuff is so expensive. It's a rough campaign. And I think Katla's playing the Thorgrim, the Karaz people, the King Dwarf men. So I'm just planning for him to just shovel gold into me until I win, basically. Right, so, I know it's in here somewhere. I know it's in here. There it is. Cold Waters. We're going to kill the main game soundtrack. Yep. There it is. Hope you had some good time off. I appreciate the saying so, Soul Tamer. It's nice to, obviously, it's nice to stream, but it's also nice to have just a couple of days to yourself, just to hang out with your mates, just chill. Because like when you stream at like 8:30 in the evening or whatever, a lot of the time that people would normally be on, say your mates or whatever, when they're normally gaming, you're streaming through that time, so you don't get to mix and mingle at that moment. So it's nice to just have 1 or 2 days a week where you can just sit down, just veg out, play some games with them, chew the fat kind of thing, which is nice. Katla took the easy way then, that's it. Quebec, I'm in the Navy, and this start screen is so fucking good. Well, I should wait to see the game. So yeah, what aspect of the Navy are you in? Are you in the, well, first of all, which Navy? And are you on the boats, the rowboats, or the big subs, the wubblubs? Which part of the Navy do you find yourself in, sir? Do you plan on continuing the Long Dark anytime soon? Play whatever you want, of course, I just love it when you play that. It's been one of those games that, like, I'm kind of in the mood to play other things at the moment. We'll definitely come back to the Long Dark, and whenever I'll be in the mood for it, I'm not sure. But I did fancy some other stuff today, anyway. I'm not sure whether I'm streaming this evening. I think this is... I might do, who knows? We'll see how it goes. Right then, so we sunk a horrible, deadly death last time, thanks to a Eudaloi. It seems to be par for the course that Eudalois just screw us over. I always get killed by them. They're such dangerous fucking boats, it's unbelievable. So I'm going to be taking out, I actually fancy taking out something from NATO this time, or rather specifically the American Navy, which gives us a few options. So first things first, we've got this, a very large, very capable, but also very, very difficult to maneuver, Los Angeles class SSN. So a nuclear-powered submersible submarine, really designed more for like the hunter-killer role. This isn't like one of the like big Ohio Trident nuclear missile submarines. This is just an SSN, and it's enormous. I can't believe the size of it. It's insane. Very, very quiet at 125 decibels, and a very capable submarine. It's huge. I'm loving the Dragon Prince start with the new High Elf Legendary Lord. But yeah, that's... I don't know, I found that a bit weird. It's good, but yeah. Recently went back to play Cold Waters 86 campaign, killed all the escorts, was left a one-on-one with the Kiev, and I only had 8 harpoons left. It shot all of them down. Big sad. Yeah. It's big keck for sure. Right, so that's one of the submarines we have here. Then there's a few, I think there's a few different iterations of that we're not going to be going with. Then there's the Narwhal, which is like a modification of the very modern Sturgeon, or like basically the bread and butter nuclear submarine for the time was the Sturgeon class submarine. We'll be able to see that in a moment. This is not that submarine. This is an experimental version of that submarine. Only one of them was ever made. Submarines are all about keeping quiet, as I'm sure people can appreciate. It's sneaky warfare, and I love that. But there's a certain amount of ambient noise that all submarines generate, and there's nothing that they can do about that. And one of the greatest sources of noise, because I mean, engines you can turn off, you know, a lot of the machinery you can turn off to do silent running. But one thing that you can't turn off is the nuclear power plants, and specifically the circulation and the cooling for that nuclear power plant. All of these systems generate a certain amount of noise, and they have to be running 24/7. Now, the Narwhal here, for the lack of a better term, has what's called a natural circulation power plant in it. It was an experimental design designed to reduce the amount of noise required by the pumping system to actually cool the power plants, to get water in, cool it, and then extrude water. It used a natural circulation system, using the pressure of the water around it and so on. Very, very complicated, but the rewards were good. They really reduced the amount of noise that the submarine makes, and it was a good concept. It worked really well, but just I think too expensive or too complicated to retrofit the entire fleet with it. I think this was a pretty much an entire rebuild. So yeah, it's a nice submarine to be sure, but yeah, they only ever made one of them. It is a derivative of not the Narwhal 2, but not the Permit. It's one of these. Come on, there he is, the Sturgeon. So yeah, Sturgeon-class submarine. We want the full version. This is like the bread and butter nuclear submarine for the time. Very sort of capable. Most of the... I mean, if you play the Russian campaign, pretty much all of the submarines you encounter will either be these Sturgeons or these... or the Permit classes. You'll very rarely run into Los Angeles. Didn't the only Narwhal sink, or was it something else? I'm not sure. I know one of the Permit classes and a couple, I think a skipjack, the USS Scorpion, sank mysteriously. But yeah, it was a bit weird. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, we could take this out. I mean, chat will know that I have a soft spot in my heart for this guy here, the skipjack. It's shit, but I like that. It's so the skipjack submarine here. It's only got 700 feet worth of test depth. It's only got one wire. It's got an awful fire control system. It's a submarine from 1959 that is still in use with the Navy today, although in limited capacity. It's pretty fucking outdated by the state of 1984. Now, one thing that it does have going for it is it has an incredibly short, I don't know whether you call it draft or length or whatever, at only 77 meters. This is a small sub. Like, this is not a big submarine at all. And that has its advantage. The size of the rudder on the back and the overall short length means this thing can turn on a dime. It's incredibly good at torpedo evasion. And it needs to be, because it is not quiet at 148 decibels. This submarine can, against the more modern Soviet attack submarines, this thing really struggles. Especially in bad weather. Its sonar array just cannot find anything. It also has the added con of, which is a submarine joke. Yeah, it also has the added con of not having any missiles. The only thing that the fire control system as of this moment can tolerate is the Mark 48 torpedo and mobile submarine simulators, the decoys. So there's no way that they would be able to... I mean, in the case of like attacking landing ships and things, they would have to try and get their first strike on the landing ships, or just give chase afterwards. It is quite fast considering the size. Did you know that in the year the Scorpion sank, 3 of the subs also sank? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. There was like an Indian sub. There was like a Russian sub that crashed, and I can't remember. It might not have been an Indian sub. Like an Asian sub. For the lack of a better term. Asclepius, thank you very much there for the 2 years of quality content. Very, very kind. He's made it to the Blue Bear. Thank you very much, sir. And thank you also to Greg, Aran, and Eric. I don't know whether I caught you individually, but thank you all of you for your tier 1 subs. Very, very kind of you. One of my buddies from boot camp is a submarine electrician, mate, and he hates it. He hates it. Months without sunlight and a lot of food shortages, yeah. Yeah, an Israeli sub, that was the one. A French sub and a Russian sub. Sounds like the start of a joke blade, doesn't it? An Israeli sub, a French sub, and a Russian sub walk into a bar. That's the one. So I don't know which submarine I'm really feeling, to be honest. The Permit is this other one. This is like, yeah, it's not bad. It's just not as good as the Sturgeon. It's only a little bit better than the what's it class, than the... My words are failing me today, so business as usual. It's only a little bit better than the Skipjack by way of having a deeper dive depth. It's a little bit slower, it's a little bit longer, and it has no, that's the 68 version, that's why. It has a full complement of weapons, TLAMs, TSAMs, TASMs, I should say, UGMs, Mosses, and Mark 48. So it's reasonably capable, this submarine. I don't know whether we could take it out for a spin. It's a relatively plucky sub, but it's not amazing. So what do people want to see from the NATO roster then? We'll just fire a few names out there. Do you want to see the Permit here? Do you want to see the Sturgeon, the Skipjack? Do you want to see... I mean, what else is there from the NATO roster? There's a Virginia. I think that's probably a little bit modern. I think the Virginians are a little bit modern. Improved Virginia class Stingray, Ohio. I remember, is this one in service at this point? Not entirely sure. We'll just go with the main ones from the base game. Make things a bit less complicated. Somebody says take the narwhal. Somebody else says Swiftsure. Spicky just wants to see dead whales. What can you do? Yeah, some of these. The narwhal 2, I believe, didn't actually exist. It was just, yeah, theoretical design. Very cool looking, though. Permit Gang? We're not actually on the campaign with the Seawolf. I could go and... God, that is very smooth, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I could go and do the Seawolf class. But that is like a very different campaign. I mean, why don't I actually? Why don't I do the Seawolf? I mean, I could, chat. Do people really want to see the Seawolf? It's not often I do a South China Sea campaign. Should we do a Seawolf? Oh, go on then. We'll do a Seawolf. Let's do a Seawolf then. Right, so campaign. We want the South China Sea 2000s campaign. Accept. Thomas Chesterton. Seawolf. There it is. Very nice. So add cap swim outs. That's very good. I didn't realise it had them. That is awesome. Right, so Seawolf class SSN. Very capable submarine. So the Seawolf was this is the description of it. The Seawolf was designed to be a superlative hunter-killer submarine that could penetrate the heavily guarded Soviet boomer bastions and not only survive there, but thrive there. The Seawolf features twice the torpedo tubes and twice the weapon load over preceding classes of nuclear attack subs, with better sensors and much better quieting than other submarines. All this superlative performance came at a tremendous cost, however, and only 3 of the class were built, with SSN-23 becoming the special projects boat. So yeah, only a handful of these were built. They were incredibly expensive because these were like James Bond's watch. They really were. They were like just incredibly pumped full of tech and kit to make them absolutely devastating, machines of war, especially for the 2000s. They come equipped with what's called a Mark 48 ADCAP torpedo, ADCAP standing for Advanced Capability, a much faster, a much better sonar head, all-round terrifying weapon. You don't want one of these shot at you. The swim-out version, so basically what happens is when you launch a torpedo, right, from the torpedo tube, there's like a burst of air as it rushes free from the torpedo tube, and that, like, you know, that the rush of air can be heard by enemy sonar and is declared as a launch transient to basically say that, oh shit, there's a weapon in the water. We can do that to other people, but they can do that to us as well. A swim-out version basically floods the torpedo tube and just opens the door. There is no expulsion of air, there's no expulsion of water, there's no noise. The torpedo door opens and the torpedo just swims out, and it basically reduces the detectability of the launch, makes it a bit harder for people to figure out whether there's a torpedo in the water. I don't know why they don't always use swim outs. I'm sure they have their cons, but I don't know. Mr. Damien, bring out the wah. Wah. I could do. I don't know. I'm a bit of a Bretonian player. I'm a Frenchman when I play Total War Warhammer, and I could play some Total War for you. But yeah, I'm a big old Bretonian player, and I play with SFO Grimhammer. I hope that's okay. Can we nuke China with it? Let's not get controversial. Ping ping ping. That's the one. Hopefully, yeah, the sonar's working on it. Hopefully, we don't have to make our own noises. So yeah, that's the Seawolf basically. There is a gentleman in our chat who comes by every now and again who actually served on one of these on active operations, which was nice. I totally forget Marcus, I want to say, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, we'll jump on into the game. So, accepting command of SSN-22 USS Connecticut. You are hereby assigned command. Fantastic. So, let's take a look here. So, we don't obviously play this one very, very often, so we're going to actually read the newspapers for this one. So, the 2nd of October 2000, Straits of Crisis. In the years since Lee Teng-hui, almost definitely said that wrong, has pronounced Taiwanese independence after a national referendum vote, regional tensions remain high in Eastern Asia. While opposing military forces have demobilized, diplomatic rhetoric has only escalated with the Chinese Communist Party representatives promising to return the renegade province back to the fold. The belligerent tone taken by the People's Republic of China over Taiwan has extended to Hong Kong. Oh dear, that's a bit current. Destabilising regional relations and leading the UK government to indefinitely delay the planned handover of Hong Kong to China. Anti-Western protests have been a regular sight in mainland Chinese cities, or mainland cities since. Right then. Are we sure this is set in the 2000s? I know, right? Tiger economy collapses. The economic crisis that started with the collapse of the Thai baht in spring has become a global financial contagion showing no signs of abating. International authorities have been unable to develop an effective response due to the escalating tensions between China and the US, which has allowed the crisis to continue unabated. The Russians have been particularly hard hit, with hyperinflation taking hold as the ruble's value and the international market being wiped out. Desperate for foreign capital, the government has sold large amounts of military equipment to the Chinese, including advanced submarines along with Russian crews as military advisors. Very interesting. Right. China on the offensive. China has launched a series of attacks along its periphery, placing recent sabotage against US military installations in a new light. Tensions have remained high since Taiwan's independence and Hong Kong's failed handover, likely resulting in the PRC deciding that time is ripe to resolve the issues and enforce their territorial claims in the South China Sea. Furthermore, analysts have noted that in recent months the Chinese economy may finally be feeling the effects of the Asian economic crisis. Capturing resource-rich areas in the South China Sea may be an effort to divert domestic attention away from the stark economic situation. Very interesting. So yeah, basically, Taiwan's still independent. Hong Kong didn't get handed over, for whatever reason, or the formal handing over. And the economy has crashed, and all of these things have sparked a Chinese offensive in the South China Sea, trying to capture Taiwan, trying to capture a few other, the Spratly Islands in particular, the oil fields there, and we are on deployment out of Guam, I believe. So yeah, it's all interesting. So let's have a look here. So 2nd of October at 7 o'clock in the evening. We're actually docked to Okinawa instead of Guam. I think in the normal campaign it's Guam, but we're at Okinawa this time. Still, it's fun to see Quebec in the Seawolf. Yeah, that's it. True. Yeah, maybe less. We'll see. So let's have a look then. From the Commander-in-Chief of the Pacific Fleet, not the Atlantic Fleet, we get a top-secret message on the pipe. Satellite photos show an enemy battle group armed to the teeth with cruise missiles is preparing to sail from Cam Ranh. Again, probably saying that wrong. Intelligence estimates that they will make a conservative patrol in the vicinity of the Spratly Islands, locate and sink as many of these ships as possible. Previous recon indicates the force will contain at least 1 or 2 ships armed with anti-ship cruise missiles. Consider these your primary targets. An enemy escort of surface combatants and or attack submarines should be expected. Okay. So we're going to accept that, and then we're going to have a look at our weapons here and see what we've got on board. So we're absolutely stuffed to the teeth with TLAMs, TASMs, UGMs, and decoys, which is nice. I probably want to load up a couple of these ADCAP swim-out versions, the blue ones. I think those could be quite nice for stealthy operations. So let's unload those, and then we'll add like a full complement of them. In fact, let's add 6 of those, and then we'll take plenty of them. So yeah, we'll take 6 of the swim outs, 18 of the ADCAPs, and then a handful of the other weapons. I think that'll do nicely. That's given us 10 hours in port. We set off from Okinawa, and we are heading to the Spratly Islands in the South China Sea, hopefully staying in the deep water. The actual sort of, I don't know what you call it, topography of the water here, I'm not sure what you call it, is a lot more clear, so you can much more easily see the ridges and the dives on this map. It's a bit more high resolution. We're going to be staying in a slow patrol. So they are coming from Cam Ranh, so they're actually coming down here. And they're going in a patrol of the Spratly Islands from Cambodia. Oh, there they are. Did we get them? My game's frozen. There it is. We have a new sonar contact. Okay, we found them. USS Connecticut SSN-22 in the vicinity of the Spratly Islands. Captain, we have a new sonar contact bearing 255, designated as Sierra 1. Our depth is 50 feet, heading 204. Let us go. All hands to battle stations and rig ship for silent running as soon as we get in.
So, rig ship for ultra quiet.
Okay. Sonar, take a sounding. Total water depth here is 1,900 feet. We're in a deep part of the ocean, which is fantastic. There's quite a lot of shallows around, so we do have to be careful. So they're holding just off the Spratly Islands here, so we have to be careful. Right, we're going to upscope and we're going to try and identify these targets as best we can.
Con, sonar, new contact bearing 275, designated Sierra 4.
Bit of a fog bank, can't really see anything. Down scope. Okay. Let's have a look then. Thank you very much there to Atago for the Twitch Prime for 26 months. Very, very kind, sir. Right, let us begin our target motion analysis of these hostile vessels. Let's take a look here. Assuming that they are warships we're going up against, let's have a look and see who we are going up against. Looks like we've got a Jiangwei frigate.
Sonar, Master 1 is classified as escort.
CY-1 missiles, submarine and surface ship-launched missiles, standoff ASW rocket that flies unguided on a ballistic trajectory and drops a homing YU-7, I'm guessing it's a U-7, YU, 7 lightweight torpedo, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
So that could be one of our targets here. It looks like we've got 4 bandits in session. Thank you very much there to Ghost Snipe for the Twitch Prime sub. Welcome, welcome, sir. Looks like we've also got a Krivak frigate with a guided missile. That could be one of our targets as well.
2 is classified as escort.
We've then got an unusual contact. Could even be civilian, but I think not. Let's see. Might be civilian. Possibly a sub, actually. I didn't give that any thought. Could be a sub. That is pretty damn close. I think it's that one. We got a Ming SS Chinese submarine shooting lightweight torpedoes.
Sierra 3 is classified as submerged submarine.
And Sierra 4 isn't quite able to be detected. Looks like we've got a small stern trawler there.
Sierra 4 is classified as merchant.
So we've got one guided missile carrier, another one of them, and then one of these. We could have possibly been detected, but I'm not entirely sure. Right, we are going to go and use the advantage of our submarine's diving capabilities. Hello, JP. Good to see you, mate. It has to be said, your pronunciation of Chinese names so far has been surprisingly spot on. Oh. Big shock. Right, let's take us down at silent running all the way down to 600 feet.
Make depth 600 feet, dive high.
We're going to actually drop out of silent running and we're going to start reloading some stuff. So I want to get 1 decoy loaded, or maybe 2 decoys loaded, and then I'm going to get a couple of swim out torpedoes loaded as well in tubes 5 through 8. Hopefully that's going to be okay there. It's going to take them a little bit of time to get all of that loaded, but that's what I want to have as my weapons loadout for the moment. Right then. Okay, I don't know if you saw, but I looked up the SSN-22 and it's still in active service. Ah, very nice. Watched the Skyrim VOD at work and it wasn't a good idea. Almost started laughing out loud while crying from laughter. Yeah, so I should have put a warning on it. It's not safe for work. not in the way that... Not in that way. Yeah, but fucking yeah. It's like... It was... I haven't seen a bug like that in a while. I really need to figure out what's going on with her, because like I might need to reload the save to a point where she's not broken and then do the troubleshooting. Hello, Screwed. Good to see you, matey. How are you? Okay, so we're currently transiting down to 600 feet. My plan, if I fire down here, is that I'm less likely to be detected. If you look at total water depth on the whole, as you get further and further away, sound tends to sink in the cold water. So basically, the further away and the deeper you are, the less likely it is a sound is going to be able to travel up into the sonar array of enemy ships. At a certain point, it will obviously reach them, the sound, but The further you are away and the deeper you are, the less likely it is to transit up that high, which is nice. Struggling with understanding what the actual fuck my professor wants from me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've all been there. We've all been there. What is it you're studying again, Scrooge? You'll have to forgive me. How's it going, says Mr. Frag. I hope you're doing great. I'm not doing too bad. I'm feeling nicely motivated this morning. I'm sort of two minds about joining the DayZ server. On the one hand, everybody's playing DayZ, and people seem to be enjoying themselves, and there's a nice ZF dynamic going on with DayZ. On the other hand, it is still the same early access game that was released.
Yes.
I can't stop banging my desk.
I know you're banging on about DayZ.
It's still the same early access game from 7 years ago. I played it when it first came out, this new server that ZF's playing on, and I looted. I was really happy. I was actually really enjoying the dynamic, the looting and everything. I don't enjoy looting on DayZ, if you can believe that. Like, I like the interactions and the gameplay, but the looting sometimes just gets a bit of a chore. And I found everything I needed to set up a base. I found a hammer, I found nails, I found a hatchet, I found a code lock. I found a piece of rope. I had everything I needed to start a base, and then I found a car. And I was like, oh, I can't. I am at a point now where I can go and put a door on a place and claim it as my own and start the DayZ experience. I got in the car, and it barely had any fuel in. I had to drive it to a petrol station. It literally, like a wisp, just a faint smell of petrol was all that was in the tank. And I tried to get it as far as I could, and while I'm driving north of Novi Soba, my game crashes to desktop. And I'm like, oh god, here we go. Now, if you played the mod, the DayZ mod, you will know that closing out of the game in a car is a bit of a bad experience, because the server will try and spawn you back in the location where you were when you logged out. And if you're inside the car, as in your character is standing up and clipping through the car, it will just break your neck and you'll die. What instead?
Con sonar Sierra 3 is classified
Was that
as
you, Jay? Are
submerged
you making a
submarine.
coffee? Okay, sorry. I thought the kettle going was a launch transient. That scared me then. I heard like a... So anyway. Yeah, fucking... So... yeah, the fucking vehicle crashed me to desktop. I logged back in, and then I was just black screen. Like, the game was hard locked in black screen. And then Alt F4 out of the game, reloading again, and I'm a fresh character on the coast. And I'm like, how is stuff like this still going on 7 years? 7 years after it came out. Like, like, I can't even drive a car. How long have cars been in now? Like, forever? Like, ages. They've been in for a very long time, and they still don't work properly. And it's annoying that there isn't the server infrastructure for the server to go, hey, this guy died, but not to a zombie or a player, and not to fall damage. He just got glitched. Maybe I should respawn him with his gear, but no, it's just a fresh spawn on the coast, which is just a bit of a faff. Yeah, cars in DayZ is a bad time. They randomly explode, lose control. Sounds like Star Citizen, it does, to be fair. But yeah, oh, it's a Romeo, not a, we were close. But yeah, it was at that point that I thought, you know what, I know everybody else is playing DayZ and everybody else seems to be enjoying it, but genuinely, the game is still too much of a state. It's absolutely amazing work what Digi and Mag have done with it. Like, it's probably as close to the old DayZ experience as you're going to be able to get in 2020. But unfortunately, it's still a fiesta. The game still doesn't work, and I just thought to myself, why go through the heartache of spending 3.5 hours looting to just die to a bug? Like, why bother? It's just a huge waste of time. So I haven't played it really. Like I say, I played it on the first day it came out, and then I thought, you know what, I'm good, governor. So, taking a look at our targets here, I'm guessing that our contacts are still extremely far away. I'm actually going to get ready to fire on them. I know where the Romeo is, and if I can engage and sink the Romeo, I'll be in a good spot. You're fairly set on... I'll take it that you aren't really in two minds. Well, I do want to play with ZF again. Like, on DayZ, that was the dynamic of our old, you know, the clan as a concept. That was where we were. But, right down the other end... it's still the same, like, mess that it was ages ago. Like, we're almost... If the anti-hack for Arma 2 wasn't, like, an open goal at this point, it would almost be better going back and playing Arma 2 and just playing the original mod, because that had everything we wanted in and all the dynamics and everything that we liked. And there's a lot of good additions to DayZ. It's nice seeing a DayZ-esque thing on a modern engine, but it's just still a mess. It's just still a mess. Thank you very much there to Six Finger Jotun as well. Thank you also for the captain's cap, sir. Good to see you. And yeah, welcome. And thank you very much for 2 years. That's very kind. So yeah, we're going to get ready to fire, I think. Sorry, I'm yapping over. Let's get some weapons in the water. I don't think they've detected us. So, firing point procedures. Bearing 298. Range to enable 6,600 yards. Ship ready. Tube ready. Shoot to 1.
Shoot to 1. Aye, sir.
Weapon 1 has cleared the tube and is running normally. The Jangwei is also closing in. We're going to go very deep here, just in case they detect us. So we're going to go all the way down to 1,400 feet, taking it nice and slow. We're also going to get another weapon in the water, pointed at that Jangwei. So firing point procedures. Bearing 270. Range to enable 10,800 yards. Ship ready. Tube ready. Shoot tube 2.
Shoot tube 2. Aye, sir.
Weapon 2 is in the water.
On fire control, we've lost the wire.
We've lost the wire on this guy here, okay. Just got to make sure I don't lose the other wire. We will see. Let's slow us down to 3 knots, just in case the other wire breaks.
For 3 knots. Maneuvering aye.
So this guy's actually broken his wire. I don't know whether it's going to land on an intercept course with the Romeo. I can hope it will, but we shall see. How are you, just standing there? Creeping on me. Yep, big creeper. Big creeper. Lost the wire already? Yeah, it's because I'm changing deck.
Yeah.
Thank you very much to High Bacon Bomb. I'm sorry, I need to practice my scared. Jane, can you just do a scream for us? There we go. You scared Jane Bacon. How could you? Good to see you, mate. Is Silent running on? No, Silent running's off. Jane, are doing the lurky lurk, that's it. That was also your screwed hello. Big scare. Nice one. I really hope this torpedo actually lands. I actually think this torpedo is going to be too quick. I think it's going to miss. But we'll see. I suppose my target is the Jangwei and the Krivak, isn't it? Those are the guys that I want. I could probably start servicing another weapon once I reach the appropriate depth. Start tracking the Krivak if I can. Tell her to R for me, please. She already has, Scrooge. You just... that doubled into your R there. Okay, so... I apologise.
There you go.
There we go. Jesus Christ. I won't understand your weird custom.
I
Your
don't know.
strange customs.
It somehow became a thing.
It somehow became a thing. God only knows. This is actually looking shockingly on target from this torpedo. I'm liking the look of it. Once it reaches its RTE point, it's going to be in a very good spot. I'm very happy. All it's got to do is just activate and then passively home to the target. Yeah, Jane noises. Speaking of which, I should probably check my Twitter messages just in case BuBu's gotten back to me. I can't even remember when I placed the order. Is there an actual wire? Yes, Communist Dodo. A lot of people don't seem to think, really? There's an actual cable connecting this torpedo to there from literally thousands of yards. That is correct, yes. The only way to get torpedo data through the water back to the submarine is via a small copper wire. And so those torpedoes are quite literally, although not physically modelled in front of us, connected via an extremely long copper cable to the submarine weapons data computer. And yeah, it's exactly what it says on the tin. This is the first time I've seen islands in this game. You always fight... Yep, it's true, Sanhal. This is the South China Sea campaign, so I'm actually all the way in and amongst the Spratly Islands at the moment. So I'm being pinged on active sonar. This weapon is actually looking like it might land. I'm very happy with that, considering the weapon broke. It was well aimed, which is nice. That Romeo is dead, he just doesn't know it. I think he's detected something and is beginning to service me, because it looks like his speed, or at least he's changed his course a little bit. There we go, that Jangwei is there, so we're going to actually activate weapon 2 now. We're going to get it running. We're going to keep it deep, or in fact, actually, we're going to set it up to surface search. Up it comes. It's now going to skim on the surface, because that's where our contact is. We're shooting a surface vessel. Let's have a look at her. Pinging away on active. It's got these missile launchers, anti-missile guns all over it. It's actually got a small helicopter on the back. Did they get one out? They did. There's a helix in the air somewhere. Okay, so this is climbing up to
Fire control, weapon acquired.
a shallow depth here. And it's actually, I think it could even be tracking here. I think we're actually tracking Sierra 3. Let's take a look at depth, estimated depth. Yeah, we're actually tracking Romeo at the moment.
Sonar, Sierra 4 is cavitating.
Romeo has seen the ADCAP coming in. Now the ADCAP is blisteringly quick. You can see how quickly we're going against the water's surface. That Romeo, if he hasn't already begun torpedo evasion, he's going to have very little time to get a web of decoys out. He may get one or two off. Oh, hello. The man has instantly fired a torpedo, but it looks like he's fired a torpedo at the Romeo. I'm not actually sure. Yeah, he's fired a torpedo instantly that started homing on the Romeo. Oh dear.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 298.
There we go. So somewhere in this inky blue water here, he's genuinely actually fired a torpedo at the Romeo. That is big kick.
Con, dive at 1400 feet, dive by.
Very nice. Blue on blue incoming. He was firing at your torp on the Romeo. I guess he is, yeah. That's hilarious.
Con
Yeah.
sonar, noisemaker
Another
bearing
noisemaker. We're closing the
298.
gap though. He needs to do a hard starboard turn if he wants to avoid this. And he needs to be going very slow. It's not saved him though. It's locked on. He's dead. He's so dead. He doesn't have the speed. He is donezo. Any second. And
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 2.
That is a bad day.
9.
And
Breaking up.
your other man as well is gone. Pretty much simultaneous strikes there. Very nice. Take a look at the damage. Oh yeah. That's not one you come back from. Almost an immediate list to port. Absolutely huge oil slick. Big fire on the aft deck. Water rushing on. Oh yeah, that is cataclysmic flooding. Look at how quickly that's going down. Holy shit.
Con
Look at it.
sonar, Master 2 is classified as escort.
There it is, a Luhu. Okay. Let's service a weapon on that target. Reload tubes 1 and 2 with ADCAPs. Firing point procedures. Bearing 267. Range to enable 8,200 yards. Ship ready, tube ready, shoot tube 3.
Shoot 2, 3. Aye, sir.
Set weapon to surface search. Take a look at that Jiang Wei. He's basically already gone. This guy is actually tracking the Romeo. That's hilarious. I'm actually encouraged that hostile weapons are actually able to target hostile ships. That's really nice. I could actually use that to my advantage. This guy is actually tracking the Romeo. That is actually also a really steep rate of dive from that torpedo. That's terrifying. You can hear the groaning of the Romeo. There she is. She's locked on. Is the Romeo a sub? Oh, yes. Now you go to the surface and fire the machine gun at survivors. Not
On
quite.
torpedo road, tube 1 ready.
Tube 1 ready, aye. There she is. Rolled over on her port side. Romeo submarine. And it comes. There aren't any survivors on this. But if there were, there now aren't. That sound. Oh. Oh. What a hole. Jesus H. Christ above. Okay. Double tap. Right. So this guy here is going to be in full combat mode because he's trying to find us. He's also probably trying to look for Yeah, he's probably also steaming over to try and find if there are any more. It's got like a weird right-hand anchor and then a front anchor. Yeah, it's he's probably trying to obviously rescue survivors if he can. That's obviously one thing. But yeah, it's also probably trying to detect us if he can, because he knows if he doesn't sink us, we will sink him. He's got to surely know that there's already a torpedo coming for him. It's only a matter of time. Apart from the lower depth, do the islands allow you to hide from torps? I guess so. But the problem is you'd have to drive your torps around the island. Because, I mean, they are a very long way away. Like, I can't even really see them. There's one way out there in the fog. It's a very dark night, actually, for what it is. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to change course. So helm, come right, bearing 311.
Come right to 311. Helm aye.
We just need to let the weapons do all the work, basically, which is ideal. Right then. Have I ever played the game Wolfpack? Yes, I have. It's alright. Okay, does angle of impact matter for these modern torpedoes? No. They've got such dangerous warheads on them that they just buck up anything they touch. What faction country? So we are playing in the South China Sea 2000s campaign in a Seawolf class submarine provided by the US Navy. That's where we are. We're currently operating just south of the Spratly Islands, I believe. Is this a vanilla sub? Yes. Although slightly modified in the more playable subs mod to have these blue swim-out torpedoes, which is nice. Okay, we're going to activate weapon 3, which is going to come up shallow. Ooh. Interesting. Well, I wonder if they're going to have fired that on that torpedo. I reckon they've detected it. Okay. There are incoming weapons. Need to make sure my numlock's back on. There it is. Right. Oof. There it is. Can they shoot torpedoes out of the water? No. They've sent a spread of weapons down this way. They are all searching deep. Suppose I could try and stay shallow to avoid them, but we'll see. But he's definitely detected that torpedo. So I'm guessing the Luhu then has quite capable medium frequency. It's not that capable, to be honest. It shoots these CY1s. Yeah, they're just those lightweight homing torpedoes. They got on target very quickly. Yeah, only 3 weapons in the water. Helicopters out and about. I'm not sure exactly where it is in relation to me. It's only a matter of time before that guy gets him. We're going to start our egress. We're going to go up north here.
Fire control, weapon acquired.
Come right to 037. Helm aye.
Turn us up to 5 knots, please, maneuvering.
Make turns for 4 knots. Maneuvering aye.
That's 5 knots. So this guy is actually very close to the ocean floor.
On Sierra 4, bearing 288.
That guy's down there, so we're actually... Don't know whether we'll be able to see the torpedo transiting if we look up.
Bearing 278.
Just passing overhead now.
Oh, yeah.
Fire control, weapon acquired.
No, I can't see it. No, couldn't see it pass overhead. Just a little bit too stealthy. This fog bank is really sort of really nasty. Right. Re-establish contact bearing 404, depth 04 months. Thank you very much there to Anonymous. Very, very kind there. Thank you for the tier 1 subset and welcome, welcome. Right. It's Luhu. She might get another torpedo decoy. Yeah, she's going to get another decoy off. She's turned astern to us.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing.
The question is she going to be able to pull
275.
a... yeah. Combine that with
Con, fire
the
control,
very,
weapon
very,
acquired.
very potent warhead on this
Con,
thing. It just...
fire control,
it
weapon
barely
countermeasure
loses you.
homing.
Oh, this is bad. Unless he can make a very sharp turn. This counter homing.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Oh, that is bad for him. That is bad. That is very bad. That could be the killing blow right there. Manually drive the torp in. I don't really need to with these ad caps. Their countermeasure homing is actually really good. They're not going to get another one off before this lands. In it comes.
Sonar, noisemaker, bearing.
Right at aft there.
272.
The fucking explosions are absolutely incredible. There it is. Already listing to port. Water sloshing on under the aft deck there. Just underneath the helipad. Taking on an extreme amount of water.
Helm, steady course.
There we go. Aft port side being pulled underwater. Yeah, there's no way they'd be able to even prepare the helicopter. That is... That there isn't even enough time to deploy lifeboats, to be honest. Like, that is... it's also a stark lack of lifeboats. There's only 1, 2 lifeboats. Can the whole crew fit in them? Well, mate, I suppose, maybe. I suppose the Chinese don't really mind packing people in. Jesus H. And she is gone. Look at the state of that. That's a lost with all hands gig, that is. Maybe, because it's calm, and if you were a hardcore swimmer, maybe you would be able to swim, what? The couple of kiloyards over there? Chances are, though, probably not. Right, with all hostiles engaged and destroyed, reload one of those torpedoes. Let's get us up to patrol speed at 10 knots.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering eye.
Yeah, the guide ropes are very, very tight, Gecko. He can't move. Nothing you can do but brace for, yeah. It's really bad. Lifeboats these days are in the white containers on deck. They're inflatable. Ah, fair enough. There wouldn't even be enough time to inflate it. The oil in the water and the fire on board the ship would be fatal for anyone trying to swim. It's true. So yeah, that is very much a lost with all hands type deal, isn't it? And she's hit the bottom. But she sank like a stone. Jesus Christ. What a terrifying way to go. Holy shit. That is big scare. We blew the funnel right off this one. We must have hit them right in the engine room, and the resulting explosion just took the fucking funnel off.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
Terrifying, absolutely terrifying. Right. Looks like those 2 U-7 torpedoes timed out, which is great. How long's a yard? Depends on the house. Anyway, yeah, so let's have a look then. So XO reports that we have no contact and are ready to leave the area. Let's leave combat. Right, so from the Commander-in-Chief of the Pacific Fleet, enemies engaged. Jiang Wei, Lu Hu and Romeo all engaged and sunk. We have 15 AdCaps remaining, as well as all of the other systems we came out with, which is very nice. Right. So, excellent job, Commander. Your neutralization of this high-priority target will severely reduce the enemy's ability to hinder transatlantic Pacific convoys. Commander-in-Chief of the Pacific Fleet sends regards to you and your crew. Further orders to be transmitted on this downlink. Very, very nice. Right then, let's see the newspaper excerpt of the day. Safe transit by convoys. Cargo ships from North America and Japan continue to ferry goods into the region with minimal losses. This has been attributed to the efficient cooperation amongst Allied naval forces. The convoy system worked in World War I and World War II, and it still works today, a spokesman for the Pentagon said. Meanwhile, in the region, food and material shortages have failed to materialise in the unoccupied territories. Authorities urge citizens not to make runs on the banks, but instead show restraint so that the financial system can remain functional despite the ongoing conflict, which is nice. Very, very good. Let's do that then. So, let's take a look at this. So, recent satellite overflights show large quantities of Russian weaponry loaded onto Chinese freighters in the last 24 hours. Intel believes that these ships will transit to Yulin. The PLA must not be allowed to get these reinforcements. You are therefore ordered to intercept and sink these freighters before they can make safe harbour. Be aware of commercial shipping. Visual identification advised. So we're going after some merchant ships. Hello, Cowface. Good to see you. Right, let's take a look here then. So, no contacts proceeding on course. So we are going to Yulin. So here, they've deployed a shitload of anti-submarine warfare stuff from there. Now, where do I make my intercept? I know that they're going to Yulin. There's so many anti-submarine warfare groups, holy shit. I'm guessing I can hide up and around here. I'm going to hide like here, because I'm guessing if they're coming from Russia, they're coming from somewhere like that. I just got to hope I don't get detected. These guys are not sprinting for me yet, so I can only hope that the water's deep enough that I haven't been detected by these ASWs. They are all hanging around there. Look at those. Oh, that is bad. Those guys have detected me. Okay, I'm going to come over here. The name of the game is Evasion. Now I've been detected again. Where is this fucking freighter? I'm like, oh, I've intercepted something. Captain, new sonar contact bearing 310 designated Sierra 1. EXO reports our depth is 600 feet, heading 058, speed 20 knots. It is very clear, with a weak surface duct and thermal layer at 247 feet. Right, that's an ASW fleet. Let's rig ship for silent running.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Slow the boat down. And let's see who we're engaging here. Ambient noise is 93, so it's very weak. Let's wait and see who starts to materialise. There we go. I'm going to assume it's a submarine.
Designated Sierra 1. Con sonar new contact bearing 354. Designated Sierra 2.
I think it's merchant shipping. I'll just go back and check. It's a small freighter.
Con sonar Sierra 1 is
Sierra
classified
2.
as merchant.
Almost looks biological. No? Large container ship, US.
Sonar Sierra 2 is classified as merchant.
Or MS, I should say, not a US large container ship. Right. Let me see if I can get a response on active sonar.
Con sonar switching to active search.
Ready to fire a snapshot.
Con sonar switching to passive search.
Snapshot tube 1.
Tube 1, I cert.
Helm change course, bearing 107.
Come right to 107 Helm I.
So only one response from active sonar. I'm not sure how fast these ADCAP torpedoes run. Let's take a look here. So the Mark 48 ADCAP is an improvement of the Mark 48, boasting an increased speed, better electronics, and allowing it to effectively engage faster and deeper diving enemy submarines such as the Alpha. Very nice. So it's got a max speed of 65 knots and a seeker range of 4,000. That is a dangerous torpedo, Jesus. Shouldn't you visually check before you sink the freighters? I'm not after the freighters. These guys are definitely freighters from their signatures. 100%. Let's see if I can get him to chatter again. Switch to...
Con sonar, switching to active search. Con sonar.
Con, helm, steady course.
Not sure where exactly he is. I'm going to assume he's going to be servicing me with torpedoes as well, and I'm also going to assume that he thinks that I am some pushover submarine, like a diesel electric. And, yeah. Yeah, it's blisteringly quick. Now what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to... Do I send this torpedo out active? Yeah, I'm going to go active with this torpedo. Because I want the enemy to know that it's coming, and I want him to start cavitating if I can. If he starts cavitating, I'm going to be able to find him. So I want to make him sweat if I can. It's also going to keep his active sonar going. Right. Oh, there we go. We have a launch transient somewhere ahead of us. Now, how deep is that? Quite shallow. Okay. It's not bad. Our seek ahead will find him. Now, if I was to place a wager, that looks like a Russian sub.
Yeah.
Because that looks like a Russian torp to me. I don't think we'll be dealing with an SSBN. We could be dealing... No. Not a U-5. None of them. The odds of it being a Yasin are quite small. I hope that it's not, but... Well, you know, we'll see. An Akula. Could be an Akula 1. The Akula's a mean ship, actually. It would explain why we've not detected it yet. We could be dealing with a very serious Russian ship here. It's fired a weapon out on us. It's still somewhere ahead of us. Haven't seen a torpedo crossover yet. Let's just bring this up a little bit shallower. Let's get it to search just above the surface duct. Just like so. There it is. Running very slow. Very interesting. It's very dark out as well, so it makes it difficult to see. I am relying very much on my instruments here. And there is not that much ambient noise. I reckon he's moving from west to east. So I want to be searching somewhere out here, just ever so slightly, small adjustments. Isn't the mission to sink freighters? I've been intercepted, Fat Panda, by hostile submarine patrols, so I've got to make sure I sink them so I can egress. Basically, in submarine warfare, there's anti-submarine warfare, and there are special fleets and patrols dedicated to that exact role. Fighting submarines is a relatively unique thing. You don't engage submarines like you engage a warship, for example. And so dedicated fleets of anti-submarine screening fleet or ships, whether it be destroyers or frigates or other submarines, specifically hunter-killer submarines, go out looking for hostile submarines in their areas, in their waters. I have been picked up by... Oh, there's the weapon. Okay, so it's somewhere ahead of us. This weapon has now gone active in a snaking search at about 300 feet, maybe 200 feet. Okay. So the guy is somewhere up here. Hunter-killer deployments, that's it. Hello, Cooler. Good to see you, mate. So if I go for patrol speed 10 knots, I should be out of the way of this torpedo before it reaches me. Helm, come left bearing 087.
Come left to 087. Helm, aye.
We shouldn't lose the wire at 10 knots. We're already up at 10 knots.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 314.
Tracking the direction of the enemy torp, I would actually say left, because it's coming down like this. I'm going to swing the torp just ever so slightly left.
Con, helm, steady course.
Actually, it looks like it's coming down like this, so I'm driving into it, aren't I? Helm, swing us round. Come left bearing 298.
Come left to 298. Helm aye.
Estimated range to target is 14 kiloyards.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Ooh. Bing, 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 bing. It's deep, whoever it is. Definitely a sub then.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing
Noisemaker ahoy.
004.
That's what she said. Terrible.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
No idea who we're engaging. Check back in with my sub. I'm still making this turn here. That guy is so dead, he really is. But he's coming that way. I probably want to turn up to 15 knots. Let's go ahead standard.
Turns for 15 knots. Maneuvering aye. Con, maneuvering. Making turns for 15 knots.
No idea who we're tracking, but the torpedo's got someone. Unfortunately, you just can't avoid a torpedo like this.
Steady course.
It's got 16 minutes. You cannot evade a 65 knot torpedo for 15 minutes straight. Like, he's going to really struggle. He's done a good job here of dropping this web. He's going that way. But unless he pulls a really sharp left turn now, it's going to pick him back up.
Weapon acquired.
It's impossible to avoid this sonar head. It's a terrifying weapon, this AdCap. Thank you very much there to Triple Pack for the Twitch Prime sub there. Welcome, welcome. Lots of new subs. Thank you very much. And it comes. No, this is an American campaign. There it is. That is a Russian sub. That looks like a Romeo. I knew it was Russian. That's a bad sound.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 004.
Down she goes. Okay, hostile engaged. Let's bring it up to ahead full.
Make turns for 20 knots.
Get out of the way of this incoming torpedo. Helm come left bearing 269.
Come left to 269.
Reload
Helm
tube
aye.
1, Mark 48 AdCap. And then let's get out of the way of this
Con,
torpedo.
helm, steady course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be out of the way of that in time. Thank you very much there to Justly as well for the fresh sub. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Watch Tech. I can only imagine how horrible it is. Right there. Sorry, I'm just reading a message from Screwed. It won't let me scroll. It won't let me scroll up, Screwed. I apologize. Oh no, there we go. The only way is to send out a decoy and gain distance. Sad that enemy subs don't use MOSSs. It's true. A lot of the enemy subs don't have MOSSs, to be honest. They don't have them loaded. Right, we'll speed up time, whatever that is. So I'm assuming that that was a Romeo. That looked like a Romeo, didn't it? So that's a Set 65 awful dog poo Russian ancient piece of shit. So there's not much danger of that even killing us, actually. In fact, yes, it timed out before it reached us. So yeah, pretty bad. Kate Moss. Fine, you can have a snare drum. Jesus. Right, okay, thank you very much. Let's say... right, okay. So, Captain reports that we have no nearby vessels, no nearby weapons, aircraft, or flooding. Leave combat. One time... Really? They sent a Romeo out after us on its own? Okay, fair enough. The lone sub, I suppose. This was not your objective. I'm trying to do my objective, But yeah, look, I'm just going to get back-to-back ASWs here. I suppose if they're sunk, then they're out of my way. I suppose that's a... If there's a silver lining to be had, that is it, is it? Like, because they're gone. Right, so, Captain, we have a new sonar contact bearing 057, sorry. Designated as Sierra 1, XO reports our depth is 600 feet, heading 223, speed is 20 knots. Local conditions are clear, with a moderate surface duct and thermal layer at 128 feet. All hands man battle stations, rig ship for silent running. Oh my god, he is never actually that close. Don't you dare fucking do that to me, game. Don't you fucking dare. Oh my god. Thank fuck, it's a stern trawler.
Contact bearing 053, designated Sierra 2. Con sonar new contact bearing 190, designated Sierra 3.
Now come left bearing
Con sonar new
181.
Come left to 181. Helm I.
Con sonar new
Another
contact
trawler.
bearing 039, designated Sierra 5.
That's a load of contacts, right. I'm not quite happy with this line.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 188. Contact faded.
Okay, so I'm dealing with a large ASW fleet here, potentially.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 179. Contact faded.
Right, my plan then, if I come up to periscope depth,
458, dive by.
I can spot all the merchant ships around me and then figure out who is actually a hostile contact. Sierra 5 is very loud, because he's very close.
Con, helm, steady course.
Bulk container ship, just a normal container
Con
ship.
sonar Sierra 5 is classified as merchant.
It looks like Sierra 3 and 4. I'm in and amongst these this shipping lane here, it looks like. Let's have a look. You can hear it steaming away, this trawler. Can you hear it? Left-hand earphone. That. Bloody close. Chinese fishing vessel. Not our target. I'm gonna have the Sea Shepherd coming in behind it. It does make tracking a little bit more complicated. I might be using my swim outs here. Okay, move me water bottle. I've just had a drink. Bad for the merchants, but good for you. You essentially have a shield, true. But I'm not planning to use them as a shield per se. Up we come. I wonder if my hostile targets got above the layer, and that's why I dropped them so quickly. Fire for effect. I'd rather not. I wonder if all of these ships are US. We shall see.
Sonar regained
Ooh,
contact
he
on
did.
Sierra 4, bearing 1.
Sierra 4 did. Looks like Sierra 4 did come above the layer. Or maybe Sierra 4 was always above the layer. Looks like he was always above the layer.
Con sonar Sierra 4 is classified as merchant.
Right, I'm coming up to PD. I want to be able to identify everything. So Sierra 3 looks like it's our target.
Up scope.
So I just want to quickly spin the scope round and identify every vessel that I can. So there's that fishing ship. Can't really do fine control measurements there with the key. Obviously that's that one. And trawler.
Con sonar Master 5 is classified as merchant.
I've got all of those around me. Master 5 is a large tanker. Downscope. Okay. There's a large Chinese oil tanker. Fishing ship. Fishing ship. The oil tanker could be an opportune target, but it is civilian.
Dive at 4-5 feet. Dive by.
Right. Let's go back down. Take us below the layer again, please. Only by a little bit. Take us down to 200 feet.
Make depth 200 feet. Dive by.
Geneva Convention is more of a guideline. It's true. It's true. It's not true. It's terrible. Fire on an oil slip is almost unfortunate, but it always happens. On an oil ship, sorry. Nobody will know what happened. It's true. I think there's only one way that I'm going to be able to play this game here, and I think it's going to be
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4.
having a
last
sing-song
bearing 1,
on the
7,
active.
4. Contact faded.
Let's do that.
Con
Okay.
sonar regained contact on. Sierra 4. Bearing 1, 7, 4.
I'm going to go very deep and see if I can detect Sierra 3. I'm going to go all the way down to... How deep's the water
Make
here?
depth 1000 feet. Dive by.
And our test depth is 1600. I'm going to come down to 1400 feet.
Make depth 1400 feet. Dive by.
See if I can bait this guy. Right. Okay, down we go then. Let's give this a go. Right, just do a little bit of speed up time while I'm changing depths. Oh, I'm getting pinged on active. It's not good, whatever it is. I'm hoping it will give it away, but so
Con
far...
sonar regained contact on. Sierra 3. Bearing 1, 7, 4.
Now you are my target, but who are you? I don't think you're a song. I think you're very similar to a song. A Ming. That looks better. A Ming SS, submersible submarine diesel electric, U-5 torpedoes, low frequency passive sonar. Okay, we're going to engage him with a swim out. And that one passive homing. We're going to engage with a swim out. Okay. Firing point. So this shouldn't launch transient. You shouldn't hear any noise from this. This should just be out it goes. So firing point procedures. Bearing 174. Range to enable 1,800 yards. Ship ready. Tube ready. Shoot tube 5.
Shoot tube 5. Aye, sir.
You note there was no burst of bubbles. We are continuing to change depth. Let's come down
Make
to
turns for
3 knots, just so we
Maneuvering on.
have a better chance of maintaining our wire. Can you contact them? Play some Bon Jovi in the water or something.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 3 knots.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
We've got him already. He is extremely close to us then. I'm amazed he hasn't fired at us already. We're going to want to come all the way down to 1,600.
Make depth 1600 feet. Dive by.
I want to be all the way underneath when he fires off. Bon Jovi. There he is. God, he was close. He's firing a spread. 3 weapons away. All the way down.
Con sonar, Sierra 3.
Romeo.
Is classified as
Thought it
submerged
was.
submarine.
He's trying to get up to speed. He will get a decoy off.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 165.
I've just fired a spread of weapons in my general direction. I am now down at my test depth, just a few hundred feet above the ocean floor. This Romeo really doesn't stand a chance, unfortunately. He's going slow enough, though, that he might be able to pull an evasive maneuver here.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
No. No, it's bad news.
Con sonar, lost contact.
Right.
Sierra.
All ahead flank. Reload tube 2 with a swim out ad cap. I want to see if I can get underneath these weapons before they activate. Helm come left bearing 165. If I can get behind them before they activate, then we'll be in a good spot. And have a look at that propeller, man.
Con sonar, lost contact. Master 2. Last bearing 051.
Con, helm, steady course.
Con sonar, lost
Go,
contact.
go, go.
Master 5. Last bearing 038. Contact faded.
He's on his way to the bottom. Big old oil slick on top. That's all you would ever know, that there was a torpedo here.
Con sonar, lost contact. Master 1. Last bearing 072.
Right.
Contact faded.
Just trying to see if I can get underneath these weapons before they activate. It's looking good. Looking very good. Should be passing just overhead. It's a little bit too dark to spot them, I think. Oh, God.
Torpedo room, tube 5 ready.
There we are. Ha ha! Too late for you. Yep. Got behind them just in time. Not that they were particularly scary torpedoes. Now, yeah, so it wasn't a Ming. It was a Romeo, and those are the shocking Set 65s. Right. Slow us down to a head standard.
Make turns for 15 knots. Maneuvering eye.
And then we'll take some bubble off the boat, reduce the stress on the hull, bring us up to 600 feet,
Make depth
and we'll continue off in this
0
direction.
0 feet, dive
Very
high.
nice. Oh, God. No whales so far today, it's true, yes. No
Con
whaling
sonar,
has been going
regain
up.
Contact on.
Con.
Oh,
maneuvering.
big stretch. Oh, God. Looks like they might hit civilian shit. Ah, well. That is blue on blue. It's nothing to do with me. There we go. Good stuff. Very good stuff. When do you know if you've dived too deep? When your submarine implodes due to the water pressure. The only thing that you can use as a gauge is what is called test depth, which is the deepest depth that the submarine is believed to have to be able to go, right? So based on the internal stresses, it's done a deep dive test and it has been certified to go down to 1,600 feet, but no more than that. In most cases, you can sometimes get an extra 100 or 200 feet out of it, but the risk of implosion massively goes up. So you basically don't want to go past the 1,600 foot mark. The sub in my heart can't explode. True. If you want to see how violent a submarine implosion would be, it would be instant. If you, there's like videos on YouTube. If you Google or like punch into YouTube, like soda can in a vacuum, like you'd be able to see just an instant visceral thunk and just crush, just completely rapid decompression. It instantaneous, and it's insane to think that a submarine could do something like that. Like, this is a massive hulking steel and/or titanium or whatever polymer composites. Just thunk. It would just be a visceral instance. Soda can in a vacuum chamber, basically. A tanker implosion is a good one to look for, yeah. Actually go past test depth. I don't want to explode. Hang on. That'll be the end of this campaign.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Weapons nearby. Let's speed up. Like that train car that imploded, yes. Thank you very much there to goddammit Jimmy Ray for the Twitch Prime sub. I'm sure you subbed before, Jimmy. Ah, well. And thank you also to Justly there. I don't know whether I caught you, but very, very kind of you, sir. Pizza Lover NL. I think I missed you as well. My apologies for missing the subs. It's business as usual, business as usual. Right. Let us speed up time a little bit. We're going over the wreck of the Romeo.
Con sonar lost contact. Master 1. Last
Do a
bearing
big laugh.
0.
Big laugh as we go over.
Contact faded.
There we go. Big keck. Right, okay. So XO reports we have no close contacts and that we're ready to leave the area. Let us leave combat then. Bonk. Not bad at all. USS Connecticut SSN-22 in the vicinity of the South China Sea, engaged and destroyed 1 times Romeo class. Chances are we're going to have another. There was 4 ASW patrols. I'm expecting to have to deal with all of them back to back. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Let's go. Not. Yep, instantly intercepted again. Captain, we have a new sonar contact bearing 171 designated Sierra 1. XO reports our depth 600 feet. Same as last time. Let's rock and roll.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Rigging ship for ultra quiet. Well, we're slowly dealing with everything in the in the Chinese Navy here. Okay, let's slow it down and see what's about. Conditions, very strong surface duct and layer, so we're going to want to come up to 200 feet.
Make depth 200 feet. Dive by.
Probably Lucas, but yeah, they're all coming at one at a time. It's a fair question, Screwed, why they didn't all
Con
attack as a
sonar
pack.
new contact bearing.
It's a
1,
fair question. Oh
6,
god, he is
9.
very
Designated
close.
Sierra 1.
Holy shit, he is close. That one actually does look like a Ming.
Con sonar Sierra 1 is classified as submerged
Is he
submarine.
actually like that close? Holy shit. Hold current depth.
Make turns for 0 knots. Maneuvering eye.
Literally take us 1 knot,
Make
take us
turns for
deep.
1 knots. Maneuvering eye.
Make depth 150 feet. Dive by.
2 knots max.
Make turns
Barely
for
moving.
2 knots.
If he is that
Maneuvering
close,
eye.
all he has to do is go active and he's detected us. I've just got to get out of it. He's quite deep, so I need to go deeper. If he goes active, we've got to fire. Snapshot right on him. 5,000. Look at that. 5.5. Oh, he's so
Con
close.
maneuvering. Making turns for 2 knots.
Very quiet diesel electric sub. We didn't see him till it was right on top of us. Holy shit. We would want to go deeper in this point because normally hostiles tend to search shallow with their torpedoes. That submarine is only rated to go down to 900 feet, so chances are he probably won't fire torpedoes below that. He goes active, we are in big trouble. He can't detect us at the moment, so we can see here that if he goes active he will detect us, but because we're in such an advanced submarine, there's no way that he's going to detect us on his passive sonar, so he at the moment doesn't know exactly where we are. So we're definitely going to have to use a swim out against him. But I'm currently barely running the engine. and the propeller to create as little noise as possible and just use flooded ballast tanks to try and sink the boat out. Just zoom in on the map and then they aren't close anymore. It's true. There you go. See, look, you look, chat. He's miles away. He's miles away. Can't believe how close that is. That is such a dangerous fucking range. Just transiting past the 900 feet mark in a few seconds here. Okay. I dropped my spoons all over the metal deck. I know, Das. Oh, God. Actually terrifying. Holy shit. Okay, keep going. He is closing. He's currently making 12 knots, which means he's not tracking me very well. At that range, the torp immediately locks after getting out of the sub. Yes, it will. The seeker head on ours torpedoes here are 4,000 yards, and he's only just past that, so when I fire, it's pretty much going to pick him up straight away. Holy shit. Try not to break everything. Okay. Let's get ready. Firing point procedures. Bearing 140, range to enable 1,200 yards. Ship ready, tube ready, shoot tube 5.
Shoot tube 5. Aye, sir.
Weapon 5 has cleared the tube and is running normally. God, swim out torpedoes are a fucking godsend. Activate the weapon. Steer it onto the last known coordinates of the Ming, which are here. And then let's hope that this sends it. There he is. He's just a little ways out. He cavitated a little bit. He is 14 knots. Is he holding at 14? 14 might be top speed for him. 18 is his top speed. So he's currently going ahead full. Has he heard the launch? Who knows whether he's heard the launch? Torpedoes now tracking. He's shooting U-5 torpedoes with a decent seeker range on them, actually. They're not bad. First Chinese wide-guided torpedo, which incorporates much technology from the US Mark 46 in the form of auto-fuel propulsion, terminal homing by passive and active guidance system with an estimated range of 1,600 yards. Interesting. So it's a very short-range Chinese-built torpedo. They're changing depth. I am very deep at the moment, so here we go. There will be a moment. His low he's got a very good low frequency passive array. The Chinese version of the French L-down low frequency digital sonar, similar in performance to the BQQ-5 and mounted on the Han and Zia class submarines. I have no idea what that means. Okay, here it is. U-5 torpedoes. Out and away. In a spread. He is there. 1,600 yards torpedo head. Down to 1,600 feet.
Make depth 1,600 feet. Dive aye.
Make it the full 5 knots, please, maneuvering.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Skimming past his torpedoes here. Helm come left bearing 149.
Helm left 2.
We're going to play the same stunt as last time. I can't go ahead flank cavitate until this guy's been sunk.
Bearing 148.
Active homing, please.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Come on, get him before the next decoy. Go on, get him, go on. That's Big Rip.
Con, sonar, lost
Nice one.
contact. Sierra.
Right. Ahead, flank, cavitate, release ship from ultra quiet. We got to try and do what we did last time and get under those torpedoes. All ahead flank. There it is. Not bad at all. Very, very good. Okay, now his weapons are in the water, and now I've got to get
Dive
moving.
at 1600 feet. Dive by.
Reload swim out in tube 5. Total weapons remaining. We've got a handful of swim
Con,
outs.
helm, steady course.
Definitely want to take more of them if I can. They were very good. Okay, let's keep going. Spanish fleet. I'd rather not. It might ruin the atmosphere a little bit. I've got to go to the shop today and it's very, very rainy. Very rainy indeed. Right. Okay. Just about passing under his torpedoes now.
Come left to 147, helm I.
Currently
Con,
making 31
helm, steady
knots.
course.
There is our sub. Almost too deep for us to see. Yeah, it should be coming past. We're just down in the inky blackness of it all. Oh, that weapon's gone active.
torpedo room, tube 5
It's turned in the right direction. Yeah, they've turned out. If they turned in then, I might have been in trouble. But they turned out, and you look at that, he set them to search shallow. Above the thermal layer, look. These guys, this one stayed at the same depth, but this guy has gone shallow. Just underneath the thermal layer there, you can see those particles. So we are home free. Right, so we're safe now from those torpedoes, so let's bring us to a head standard, change depth to patrol depth, 600 feet.
Make depth 600 feet. Dive by.
Very good stuff. Whereabouts are you? I live in Birmingham, WatchTech. I'd rather not say exactly where I am, because we had a problem with a gentleman before who I told them the area that I lived in, and then it turned out he lived really close, and then was like, I'm going to come visit you at work.
Making turns for
And that was a big monker. So yeah, that was a bit of a weird one. So yeah, Birmingham, for the lack of a better term. Right. Big monker indeed. I think it was nice. It was like a nice fucking... It was a nice rite of passage. It's like, I'm big famous. You know, you can't call yourself famous until you've had a stalker, right? He waves from afar. He's just sitting in my wheelie bin at the moment. Oh, dearie gosh. Oh. Slap that man's face with a giant kiss. I'm from Birmingham Q. I'm from Birmingham too. I'm sorry for your loss, Soul Tamer. I'm coming for you. Fair enough. Okie Bacon, thank you very much for the 9-month set, and it didn't feel like a waste of time. And when you start dating a groupie, it's true. Do I have any groupies? I guess Jane was a groupie, wasn't she? In her own right. I met Jane through streaming. She was a big fan. I like to remind her. You were a big fan. Coventry here, side Birmingham? Yeah, to be fair. You make Stalker right now. Big lurk, that's it. Right then. So I think we're pretty much home free here. We've just got to speed up time.
Passing 600 feet.
600 feet, aye. I'd rather live near Kew than Chinny. Yeah, Doncaster, eh? The only thing I don't like about that far north is that train tickets are too expensive. And that's it really. What kind of game is this? Just got here. Big submarine game. I live near Womble. If he annoys me, if he annoys, just leave it to me. No worries. You're gonna go give him a big kiss. Scotland Uber Alaise, yes. We away? Yes, we are. Leave combat. A Ming class. Absolute Minger. There it is. Not your objective. Excellent initiative, but this was not your mission. I know. There's the 4th submarine. Okay, USS Connecticut in the vicinity of the South China Sea. Oh my god. Fucking 7th of October, 2200 out. Fucking just like doo-doo-doo. Just fucking big iron on his hip here. Just fucking... Here we go. All hands to battle stations.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Ultra quiet rigging. Let's have a look here. What are we dealing with? Ambient noise is 95 decibels. No surface ducting thermal there, which means detection should be nice and easy. Let's see who we're dealing with. Watch this be like a fucking big fish, like a Yasin or some shit.
9.
Okay, game has placed him within 10. Okay, so that's not too bad. So he's probably a bit louder.
New contact bearing.
Oh.
1 6.
I'm
9,
so proud of the
0,
Chinese
2.
Navy. They're like, why don't we tank them together? And it's like,
Con sonar new
well,
contact bearing. 1 5.
well
9,
done.
designated
Oh,
0,
I'm so
3.
proud and simultaneously terrified. Right, okay, let's have a look then. I'm guessing most of these are actually mercantile. This probably is just going to be one contact. I've misplaced my glee. A row your boat, literally.
Con sonar Sierra 1 is classified as merchant.
Iki. Very nice. Okay. Don't know whether that's a ship I need to engage and destroy, but well, is seeing a large tanker.
Con sonar Sierra 2
And then our
is
target.
classified as merchant.
Not quite. Another Ming.
Con sonar Sierra
Well,
3
I am-
is classified
Ooh.
as submerged submarine.
And again, very, very close. Same as last time, I think. One swim out torpedo.
Turns for
Deep dive to 1600 feet. Well, it's exactly the same thing as last time. He's a Ming class diesel electric sub, and he just is so quiet that he sort of creeps into me at extremely close range, and it means that I'm not really able to engage him at any great distance because of how quiet he is. But I've just got to play on the fact that I am much, much quieter than him, go down deep, fire a swim out, and then slink away. What's the max depth of the Ming's torpedoes? Torpedoes tend not to have a max depth, or at least... Oh god, oh god.
Con maneuvering, making turns.
Most
for
torpedoes
2
can go...
knots.
I don't know what the max depth is, but most torpedoes can go way deeper than a fucking submarine due to the fact that they're not trying to keep as... They're not displacing as much water. Right? So, like, there's less water trying to... There's less, like, surface area for the water to act upon to put more pressure on. And therefore, a simple construction tends to be able to go much deeper. See, like, because this submarine is massive. I mean, like, fucking... I don't know what the volume of the submarine or the amount of water it actually displaces, but, like, Jesus, it's 108 metres by 10 metres. Someone can do the math. But, yeah, it's like... All of the water that's around us is trying to get into the submarine, because that's what water wants to do, right? If you think... I know, obviously, it's not, but if you think of it as a hollow tube just full of air, which I guess it is in some way, but it's not. But, yeah, it's a hollow tube full of air. And basically what the water wants to do, it is trying to crush its way in to get and fill the space where the air is. And the only thing that's keeping it out is the hull around. And the deeper you go, the more the weight of water. Because, I mean, if I'm right at the top, I barely got any water weighing down on me. But I've literally got the weight of an entire ocean trying to crush its way in. And the deeper you go, the more water there is putting force and strain on the hull. And that's where we're at. That's where we're at. So yeah, this is why these submarines tend not to be able to go like insanely deep. Some of the Russian submarines can actually go insanely deep due to the fact that Russia has an abundance of titanium and they used to build submarines out of it, and I imagine still do. 8,000 litres around, Jesus. And 4 slimy men, that's it. Displacement submerged is 9,138 tonnes, so yeah. Big scare. Right. So, We're getting down to about the right depth here at 2 knots. We're going to prepare our next swim out torpedo. So, firing point procedures. Bearing 131, range to enable 3,700 yards. Ship ready, tube ready, shoot tube 5.
Shoot tube 5. Aye, sir.
Weapon 5 has cleared the tube and is running normally. Right. Yeah, over a mile deep. It's a different world down there, to be sure. The target we're tracking is quite shallow, so we need to set this torpedo to shallow search. Did I serve? Well, I occasionally make dinner. But no, other than that. Yeah, bacon and eggs it tends to be, but no, I've never been in the army. Right. Now got that Ming back deck to rights. Same as last time. Serves a mean beans on toast. Apparently, I make a really nice sausage and egg sandwich. Oh!
Con sonar, Sierra 3 is cavitating.
Big detection. The lack of surface duct and thermal layer has complicated things a little bit. Now, I don't want to accelerate too much. I'm guessing he is going to be picking up speed now for the sake of torpedo evasion. He gives good sausage. Allegedly. I feel like I should speed up, but what can I do? This is one of those U torpedoes. You can't imagine they'd be that good.
Fire control. Weapon acquired.
We shall see. This torpedo is just running straight. I thought it was arcing left, but it looks like it's just running straight. Fun fact of the day for you at Long Live Quebec. In the late 1980s, Pepsi briefly owned 17 diesel-electric submarines, a cruiser, a frigate, and a destroyer, all because of a $3 billion trade agreement with the USSR in which they exchanged soda for military equipment. Oh my god. So Pepsi had a navy. Coca-Cola never had that.
Con, fire control. Weapon countermeasure homing.
Okay, they've laid a good screen. What can I do? Let's go up to 5 knots.
Con.
Chances are, no, I've not been
forward,
detected
5
at the moment, which is great.
Maneuvering up.
So I can actually go ahead flank cavitate here and not get
Turns
detected,
forward,
which is
3,
nice.
5 knots.
3-5 knots,
Maneuvering
aye. Coca-Cola also never had a
Weapon
superhero.
acquired.
It's easy to see which is the superior drink
Con,
then, isn't it?
fire control. Weapon countermeasure homing.
But Coca-Cola had Christmas. Maybe Santa was their superhero then.
Dive at 1600 feet. Dive high.
Right.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 176.
I'm just trying to get out of the
Contact
way of that torpedo if I can. Going loud and proud. But what can I do?
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 136.
Mine
Contact
versus
faded.
his. Da-da-dun, 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 da-da-dun. Considering mine's already acquired him, it's probably
Con sonar.
a
noise
little
maker
bit
bearing
one-sided.
134.
Da-da-dun, da-da-dun. You can see the sonar, can't see a bloody thing when we're going this fast. It is, it's gone active. It's way too shallow to detect us. Keep evading though. I don't want complacency to get me killed. There's its noisemaker. Da-da-dun, da-da-dun, dun, da-dun. Bad news, you. Babu.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra
Ming class
3,
engaged
last
and
bearing,
destroyed.
1, 2, 7. Contact breaking up.
There he goes. That looked like I might have hit him on the bow. I can't actually see. I can't select him because I lost contact with him.
5 knots.
Yeah, I can't actually click his ship and watch it sink. Big sad. So this guy's searching way too shallow and I'm going way too fast and way too far away for him to be able to find me. Which is great. Interesting that they launched a single snapshot, yeah. That priceless, yeah, it's not a Ming vase, it's a Ming submarine. And what they both have in common is that they both sink very quickly in the ocean. It's Minging. Big Ming. Right. We'll keep going this way. I don't think we're going to run aground, but we'll keep going this way. This game is surprisingly very fun to watch. I know, yeah, it's not bad. There is a bit of tension in it. This will actually be our last mission. I'll have to go and find the other mission at the start of the next stream, I think. That's it. Right, okay. We probably just want to speed up now, don't we?
Con, torpedo room, tube 5 ready.
They don't have very long run times. I suppose, Glapeye, if you wanna get me on the nomenclature. Can you win this without firing a torpedo? No, there isn't a diplomatic. There aren't speech checkers. Speech checks, kitten. There aren't speech checks. I can't go down the diplomatic route. And yeah, it does actually look a bit like the Matrix. Actually, I'd never thought of that. There it is. Leave combat. Ming class engaged and destroyed. Resume your actual mission objective immediately. Commander-in-Chief is getting a bit fucked off with us, sinking all of these other boats. There we go, right. Save. So if that is part of the pod of diesel-electric submarines that were coming for us originally, then the Yulin port should now be clear for me to go and engage them, which is nice. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Oh, God, trying to choke on my own saliva. That's, you know, that is lesson 7 in the great game of life. Right, so I'm going to quit out here. I've already clicked save, and then we are going to go back to desktop. Very, very nice. Okay then, so let's have a look here. Rue has, yeah, that's it. Right, so let's see. Who else is online for your eyeballs today? So today is actually technically my day off. Oh, and thank you for the bits there. Right, thank you very much. No, I don't like my voice. I don't like my voice. Nobody likes the sound of their own voice. I don't like the sound of my own voice. What can you do? So yeah, let's see who's online. Mr. Soviet Wemble is currently playing DayZ. Baron's playing DayZ. Ebbo's playing DayZ. Tatey's playing Soma, and Jane is doing arty stuff. Starting a new pattern. I'm going to pass you on to my girlfriend. She's currently making a picture of a cat in Asprite. She's doing a commission for somebody. So, yeah, I'm going to pass you on to my lovely other half. So, thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. Hopefully, jeez, Christ, hopefully you've all enjoyed, and I will catch you maybe tomorrow. I don't know whether I'll be back tonight. I'm probably going to be doing my own thing this evening, but then we'll be back on schedule for Wednesday. Sort of Tuesday, Wednesday are kind of my new days off, which is nice. So that's how I'm going to be playing that from now on. So yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in today. Do feel free to send Janus some love for me. Ready your cube raids and everything. Thank you for all of the new subs. Like a massive fucking sub train today over the course of the stream. So thank you for the generosity there. And I will catch you in a few minutes, or well, a few hours, I guess, or maybe tomorrow. Again, we'll see. So thank you again. Have a lovely afternoon, and I'll see you next time. Take care, folks, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.